It's summer vacation, so it's time to go visit the grandparents. Hooray! But while we're there, we're gonna have to save the island from some evil spirits. Reverie is a recent Vita game taking place on an island in New Zealand that's inspired by the likes of Legend of Zelda and Earthbound. You play as Ty, and you'll pick up your cricket bat and head into your grandparents' basement, to find an old book of your grandfather's. Once all that is done, you'll head out and conquer each of the different dungeons scattered around the island before, finally, putting the spirits to rest. Reverie's gameplay flow is set quite similarly to the old school Zelda games, such as Link to the Past. You'll solve puzzles, collect keys, beat up a mini-boss, collect the boss key, and then finally, beat the last boss of the dungeon. This formula works quite well. You'll flow easily from dungeon to dungeon, although some of the latter dungeons do get a bit more annoying in terms of their puzzles. Combat can either be quite easy or somewhat annoying in that I often found that I was just getting hit by enemies, just simply trying to hit them, and a lot of the mini-bosses and bosses took me several tries just to get their pattern down and to just make sure I didn't die while I was trying to beat the boss. With the various items, though, I did often find myself wishing I just had one more equipment spot, just so I wasn't constantly going in and out of the menu just to solve a puzzle or even to beat some enemies. Reverie does feature a couple of minigames, and you'll likely find yourself spending a decent amount of time with both of them. With that said, they aren't perfect minigames. For example, the air hockey minigame, which has you facing off against a microwave to get a feather, I often found myself having to just get the puck stuck behind the microwave because he couldn't hit behind him in order to even score. There's also the Star Blazer minigame in which you have to shoot incoming ships to get points, and you only have one life unless you pick up a shield to take another hit. I found that when I was playing that minigame for a decent amount of time, the game over screen was slowly making its way to the right until eventually it was just cutting off part of the words. Overall, if you're in the market for a bite-sized Zelda game on a non-Nintendo console, Reverie might just be up your alley. Overall, the game took me about 6 hours to complete, though I didn't do the bonus dungeon just because I was just getting to a point where the enemies were getting fairly annoying and they were just throwing so much at me at once that I couldn't really handle it all. The game's Zelda design and Earthbound aesthetic work well, though, and provide a charming experience that I do recommend to old-school Zelda fans. Do note that this review is based off my experience playing it on a PlayStation TV, and may vary if you play it on a regular PlayStation Vita. This does mean, though, that yes, Reverie is PlayStation TV compatible. This review is based off a copy I purchased for myself, and all footage was captured from my live stream of the game.